safe right now. Again, thank you for joining us for WVLT News right here on WVLT Plus as we continue to follow this breaking news out of North Knoxville of one person dead in an officer-involved shooting, and the child at the center of an endangered child alert is safe. We're working to find out the identity of that child if we're able to, and share with you what that endangered child alert was. But we do know that one person is dead, and the Knoxville Police Department is at the center of this officer-involved shooting. These are pictures that were shared earlier by the Knoxville Police Department of this shooting scene. It's at North Park Apartments off of Tillery Road in North Knox, really in the Pleasant Ridge community of North Knox, in between Clinton Highway, Merchant Drives, and Gap Road, just to give you an idea. Relatively close to the Knoxville Expo Center, if you're familiar with that north side of Knoxville. We'll have a Google Maps image here in just a little while to show you, but I do want to get us straight to our reporter, Caitlin Walsh, who is on scene for us. Caitlin, one, hello, and two, just kind of bring us into this scene right now, what you're seeing since you've been out there here for about the past hour and a half.
Hello, Will. Yes, I've been out here for a little bit now. When I arrived, police were still here at the apartments. A little bit more police cars than right now. Right now, it's kind of, the scenes doesn't have as many police cars as there was. And people here, there's no one really outside. Everyone seems like they're in their apartments or maybe they're at work, but the apartment complex itself at North Park Apartments, it's really quiet. Like, it's kind of unsettling almost. But yeah, no one's really outside. Haven't really seen anybody here. But what you did tell us already, what we do know is that child that they got the endangered critical alert on, that child is safe. We don't know the age of that child, and we don't know the relationship of the child to the person that was killed. What we do know is that KPD arrived here and they received this endangered alert about the child, right? They get to this apartment and that's when shots were fired. So KPD right now isn't really giving us any more information. They're going to give us more when they can, but right now it's just kind of, still watching them here. The medical examiner's office is also here. They got two SUVs down the path behind us here. But right now at the moment, it's kind of just waiting to see what happens and what more information we can get for you all.
Caitlin, obviously, like you said, you're keeping an eye on the scene. How often are we seeing police walk from their cruisers to that apartment complex behind you?
Yeah, when I first got here, a lot of detectives, officers walking up to the apartment and the little crevice of the apartment behind me there, a little bit more often in the beginning, not so much as now. I think maybe the scene is kind of winding down at the moment and they're just making their way out. When I first got here, it looked like they might be speaking to either someone that lives near the apartment that they were in. I don't believe it was someone that lived in that specific apartment, but it looked like maybe just a neighbor or something that's trying to get some information when I first got here. But at the moment, they're just kind of, making their way out of here. We've been seeing a few cars and SUVs leaving, and those are, of course, police labeled cars that are leaving.
Caitlin, go ahead and kind of describe this North Park apartment complex to us. About how many apartments do you think are in that area, and roughly just describe for folks who might not know this spot in North Knox what you saw on your way into that apartment complex.
Yeah, when I got in here, it looks like the complex is a fairly semi-large apartment complex. You've got at least a couple of different buildings. I would say smaller apartments for sure, maybe on the inside. They just look a little bit smaller, a little bit older as well. But I would say a fairly semi-large complex. Like I said, haven't really seen anyone walking around, anyone really coming over to this area specifically of the apartment complex, but police have been, making people go a different direction if they do try to come in this area. And where we're at right now, it kind of turns into a dead end. So, cars that have tried to come down here, they're making them turn away and leave. But also on top of that, what we're seeing is kind of just a normal area around here in North Knoxville. There was a few apartment complexes and little homes I passed on my way into this apartment, but it just seems kind of like a normal area. Seems very quiet,
Yeah, a very quiet apartment complex, and like you've mentioned, it just really doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on in the apartment complex outside of this police presence as they investigate this officer-involved shooting. Caitlin actually was able to catch up with Scott Erlin with the Knoxville Police Department. She talked to him and was in a news scrum with him to get further details. She's already mentioned a couple of them, but let's go ahead and hear what Scott told Caitlin just a short while ago about this investigation that includes this officer-involved shooting and the endangered child alert investigation.
All right, I'm good. You guys are good?
Yep. Okay. So earlier this morning, Knoxville Police Department officers were here at the North Park Apartments following up on a recent endangered child alert. As part of following that investigation, they made entry into an apartment here at the North Park Apartments. After making entry, shots were fired. An adult man who was inside the apartment was struck by the gunfire, has been pronounced dead at the scene. No officers were injured or struck by gunfire in the incident. Per standard protocol, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation will be leading the investigation into the shooting. And per department policy, we will be preparing all of the relevant video, from body camera video or dash cam video, anything that might be relevant, police video, to release publicly within the next 2 weeks, per department policy. So we're in the very early stages of this investigation. Very little questions I can answer right now, but I try to, that's my ability to answer questions. We will, after we leave here, we'll go back and we have not reviewed the video yet, but that's going to happen here shortly. We'll review the video that we have available to us, and we will share a news release with more details regarding this event and the events leading up to it.
Did KPD fire a weapon? Any officers fire shots at the man, or did he shoot himself?
It was a KPD. We preliminarily KPD shot. KPD officer shot this incident.
Can you give us any information on which endangered child report it was?
We will follow up on that as soon, but it was a recent endangered child alert.
How many other kids were at home? Just one, or?
I don't know the answer to that. I believe that was the only one.
How long was KPD here? Did they get here at like 9:30?
They've been here for a while because they were following up on a lead regarding this endangered child alert.
Is there anything you can tell us about the alert right now?
No, not right now. It was a recently shared endangered child alert. Like I said, once we go back and we've had an opportunity to gather all the relevant information, we'll get back to you all as soon as possible with a news release and more concrete details.
Was it in the building directly behind you?
You can see the crime scene tape right there. Yep.
How old was the man that died?
I don't have that information right now. He was an adult man, I believe in his 40s.
Was he related to the child?
Not to our knowledge.
Do you know how many times he was hit?
Not yet. I don't have that information right now.
Anyone else in the home?
I'm glad you brought that up. The subject of the endangered child alert was found inside and is safe, is recovered and is safe.
Are you able to tell us the age of the child at this point, or not right now?
Not right now. We'll have those details to you shortly.
Did they have any type of relationship? Do you know?
I don't know that answer right now. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, that's a news conference that was with Scott Erlin, the public information officer for the Knoxville Police Department. Let's go ahead and get right back to our Caitlin Walsh and bring her back in. So Caitlin, we also, as we learned in that, we're expecting to see body camera footage as per department policy within about the next 2 weeks or so. And then they also told they don't know the relation between the kid in the endangered child alert or the roughly 40-year-old man that they took out of that apartment complex. Just go ahead and wrap this up for us. What people need to know if they're traveling in this North Knoxville area, and what they should know if they do live at the North Park Apartments.
Yes, of course. Well, if you live off Tillery Road, you're going to have no issue driving on that road right now. I mean, when I first arrived here, there was no police presence on that road, so you're going to be okay driving and everything like that. North Park Apartments, just this area of the complex, so when you come in here and you make a right, this side of the complex, you're not going to be able to really come into this area. I'm assuming that people that do live on this side of the complex, I'm assuming they can work with police to get into their apartment complex and be able to get into their home if need be, if they're on this side of the complex. But yes, Knoxville Police Department, they said they will be letting us know more information as they will get more information for us and, put out a release soon. So we will continue to bring you more updates as we get them. We will, for sure let you know what we can do to connect the dots here and make sure that you all know that information. So back to you, Will.
Awesome. Caitlin Walsh live for us right there at the North Park apartment complex where this officer-involved shooting happened at the basis of an endangered child alert. Caitlin, we'll let you get back to work for our later on newscasts. Appreciate you joining us. Caitlin mentioned a couple of spots, Tillery Road right in the North Knox area where this is. If you'll take a look at your screen now, this is a Google Maps image of where these North Park apartments are. You can see this red dot signifies that spot there on Tillery Road, 5237 Tillery Road, where North Park apartments are, south of Clinton Highway, north north of 640 and west of 75. Just gives you a little bit of an idea. As we dive in closer, you can see right here is the Knoxville Expo Center, Merchant Drive right here, Clinton Highway up here, and then here are the North Park apartments, again, like Caitlin mentioned, right there on Tillery Road. If we go ahead and take a street view for you right here via Google Maps, spin it around, this is a look at the entrance of North Park Apartments. Caitlin said that you should not have any issues driving here on Tillery Road. She didn't have any issues as she was able to get to the scene to be able to join us there for WVLT News at Noon with Harry Sullivan, and then here on WVLT Plus. Again, this is just a street view via Google Maps of the apartment complex where this officer-involved shooting took place. You heard Scott Erlin in his news conference and Caitlin reiterate that right now officials are not able to connect what recent endangered child alert this was. They just said that it was one shared recently. So they have told, I have spoken or at least texted, communicated with Scott Erlin with the Knoxville Police Department, and he has told me that they expect here shortly to be able to share further in a release information about the endangered child alert connected to this officer-involved shooting in North Knoxville. We have plenty of information available for you inside the WVLT webpage and the WVLT News app. You can see it right here on your screen. This is the entire rundown of what we know about this officer-involved shooting and the endangered child alert that led them to this North Knoxville apartment complex. While all of this is happening at the same time, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, who often investigates and releases information about endangered child alerts, shared that the endangered child alert issued yesterday for Isabella Hurlburt was canceled after she had been found safe today. Knoxville police have not confirmed if this is connected to this officer-involved shooting. They have told us they would let us know later in a news release about that information. I have been in contact with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. They tell us all they can tell us right now is that Isabella Hurlburt has been found safe. Right now, with this officer-involved shooting, we know that the person at the center of that endangered child alert was found in this safe, in this apartment complex, with a man in his 40s who was shot and killed by police officers, as it seems right now, with the Knoxville Police Department. We have also been told that we will receive within the next 2 weeks, per department policy, dash camera and body camera footage of this officer-involved shooting. Scott Erlin also said that they were going immediately from the scene to review the body camera footage to be able to determine indeed if it was a Knoxville police officer who shot and killed this man and what happened at this North Knoxville apartment complex. But while all of that was happening, we also learned that Isabella Hurlburt, who is at the center of an endangered child alert since yesterday, has been found safe today. However, at this moment, we have not been told if these two are connected or if this was a separate endangered child alert, which we will keep our eyes on today. You can learn all the information on this officer-involved shooting, the search for Isabella Hurlburt, and when we get updated information on both of those two, the endangered child alert at the center of this officer-involved shooting, we will share that with you inside the WVLT News app. We'll also share it right here streaming on WVLT Plus. Also, you can gain all the more information starting at 3:30 on WVLT News. We appreciate you joining us here on WVLT Plus. Like we've said, we'll share any new and additional information with you this afternoon as it develops here, streaming on WVLT Plus, inside your WVLT News app, and on WVLT News starting at 3:30.